Hello, good afternoon. Everyone can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So last time we have learned about the installation of Laravel. So now we are going for the CRUD operation. Okay. So basically in the CRUD operation we are going to learn how to insert data, edit or update data in our system. Okay, using Laravel controller. So for that we are making a resource controller, and that resource controller will give us all the required method for all the operation like create, update, delete and fetch. So first of all we have to create a model. Okay, so I'm making a model like HP artisan, make model name will be to do, and we have to make it with of the migration. So we have to type here -m. Okay, so now it will create a migration also for the same model. So for the migrations, we have models in our this app folder. App model will get our models, and for the migration, we have to go to database migrations. Okay, and here at the end is the migration for the to do table. So first of all, what we have to do, we can create here. We will take only two fields over here, which will be of type string. Number one is the task. Oh, number one is the name of the to do, and number two will be the task. Now we have created a table in which we have two fields, name and task. Okay, so now as we want to migrate it, so we have to type command php migration migrate. Okay, so first of all, let me show you the database. Uh, so here is the database. Right now we have only full tables. So when I put this command on, it will create the table in the database. So now you can see this table is here. Okay, so now for the third operation, first of all we have to create a controller. So we'll create a controller by making a command php partition make controller, and the name of the controller will be to do controller. Okay, and we have to make it the resource controller. So we have to type -r. So as you can see, our controller is created. Okay, here we have our controller. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, we have to create a view for the same. So for that, what we are going to do, we have to go to the views file. So we have to write to do blade.php. So once this view is created, so what we have to do next, we have to create the route for the controller. For making the route, what we have to do, first of all, this is the route for the single method. Okay, so now what we want route for the resource controller. So what we have to, where we have to go to the Laravel documentation. Here you can search for any kind of a method or a document you want. So for example, resource controller. Okay, so you can see this is the resource controller. Okay, and how you have to define the route for the same? You have to do it like this. So we have to copy it and we will paste it over here. And instead of this controller, we write our own controller, which is to do controller. Okay. And here we type to do for the URL purposes. And once you enter any controller or any class here, you have to import it on the top. Okay, in my system I have plugin, so it is automatically get imported over here. But if you haven't that, you don't have that plugin for the Laravel, so you have to type this manually. Okay, so now the route is created. So let's go to the app, HTTP controller to do. Here we just want to return view to do. Okay, so now we are returning just view over here. So let's go here and let's type to do over here. Okay, so we are getting a blank view over here. So now what we have to do, we need to go to the view. And what to do view, first of all what we want to do, we want to add something to the database, because right now we have our database empty. So first of all what we have to do, we have to create a form. Okay, we have to create a form. In that form what we have to do, we have to make import type is equal to text, name is equal to name. Okay, and required. Okay, same way for the task, just need to change the name over here. And what else we want, we want a submit button. Okay, so now we have to put the labels. This is for name and another one the task. Okay, and now we have to give some spacing over here. Same spacing we need to give on the next input field, and same before this, and so it will look nice. Okay, so now when I refresh it, we got here. Okay, so we give it heading in H1. Okay, so now we got this. So when we enter something here, it must be entered in our database here. So for that purpose, what we have to do, first of all, we have to give the location at which we want to submit our data. So for that location, we have to type action is equal to, we can define a route here, and you know which route we have created right now. We created this to do route over here. Okay. So your resource route will contain all the methods like post, get, put, fetch, and delete. Okay, so first of all, what we have to use for submission of the form, because the name would going to same every time, but the method will be changing. So that's why it can differentiate between a different kind of methods. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to write route. The name of the route is to do. Okay, so at this route, this will be submitted, and for the route, it will open this method. Okay, it will redirect it on this method. So what we do, we will return here. We are returning one here so we can understand the data is going on or not. Now, when I type something here and submit, okay, so now, okay, route is not defined. That's right. Here we define the route. Let's change this again. Okay, so we need to reload the server. Still not working. Okay, so let us give here the URL. Um, okay, so we forgot to mention here the action.
સર રાઉટર રીડાયરેક્ટ યુઝ કરો તો?
No, no, it's working in previous project also. I think it's some mistake over here, but I'm not getting what is the mistake. Because in the previous lecture for the batch one, the same way it was working. Because you see that once I remove this this part from here, okay, so now the route is defined because I am also now accessing it by the same route only. So it is already defined. That's for sure. Okay, because we have defined it over here. Okay, but when we put something in that bleed file, it was not accepting that. So I have to check it for a while. Okay. So what I have to do? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So it is showing the same.